Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and I thought after this latest news that we're about to reveal here, that it was time to do an Ask Me Anything where you are going to give me your wildest Jeffrey Epstein conspiracy theories. That's right, we're finally going to do it. Let the audience have their say. Obviously, I'd prefer the real information, but if you're going to throw out a trolley joke, we'll still read them. We read everything in order. We'll also take questions. You know how this goes. Get them in now because you may not be able to get them in later, especially because this is an Epstein release, and it is big news that, once again, the things they've been saying don't seem to add up, as it seems the first suicide attempt, which we'll get into in full, well, they destroyed that footage after saying it didn't exist and then saying it did exist. They found it, but they didn't give it to them. What? Huh? I don't get it. So we'll also take all super chats, as always. Before we get into that breaking news, I think it's really important to talk about the fact that on Tuesday, a judge has blocked the release of Epstein grand jury files. Let's read through this really quickly, too, because this is the stuff that you're seeing with the Miami Herald, the Palm Beach Post. They want this from that case in Florida, right? And they've been gunning for this for a while. This is separate from the Virginia Giuffre Roberts case with the 10,000 pages that will be ruled on the 16th. But I'm not very hopeful because it seems like the cleanup crew is in every single effect here, okay? Florida's judge Tuesday blocked a request for grand jury records from Jeffrey Epstein's 2006 indictment, saying there's not a scintilla of evidence to suggest corruption led to the financier's sweetheart plea deal in 2008. Are you listening to that? Does that not scream of heavily layered horse shit? Not a shred of evidence that corruption led. I mean, why do we believe the media? Why do we believe our government officials? The request came from special prosecutors appointed by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, tasked with investigating irregularities surrounding the plea deal Epstein cut with prosecutors in 2008 that led him to serving 13 months in jail for soliciting prosecution. That's a misprint, and it's soliciting prostitution from a minor. And remember, it was a 16-year-old girl, not a 14-year-old girl, as the first accuser of the 30-plus were. He got to leave jail. There's an investigation on how much he was even there. They doctored the records. You can already see that. He had hired ex and current Palm Beach police officers as security as he was leaving, going to his home with women. All this is public knowledge. Not a shred, not a scintilla of evidence to suggest corruption. And by the way, you don't get the fucking files. If you're one of those people that hates when I curse, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm already fired up. I might be cursing a lot, and we're going to be reading comments and questions. Remember, all super chats, we're going to take them in order. What is your wildest conspiracy theory regarding Epstein? Because honestly, I mean, now you're telling us that they destroyed the tapes from the first attempt. Now, remember, Epstein supposedly told his brother he didn't try to commit suicide and that he was attacked by Nicholas Tartiglione. First, they said they had misplaced and could not find the footage. Then they said they found the footage. Now they're saying they destroyed the footage. In the latest screw-up, it's the Epstein screw-up show. In the Jeffrey Epstein death case, federal officials revealed Thursday that video of the cell where the pedophile reportedly made his first suicide attempt was accidentally destroyed. Just accidental. And remember, Bill Barr, who we did a deep dive into, the deep state deep dive to show you that he is part of the establishment, and he's like heading up the cover-up crew on this one, 100% heading up the cover-up crew on this one. Don't hold out hope for Bill Barr, all right? Do not. I promise you. He's telling you Epstein committed suicide. The surveillance footage was requested by Epstein's cellmate, accused killer ex-cop Nicholas Tartiglione, who is hoping it will show he acted properly and earn him a break at sentencing. You see how Orwellian this is? He's saying he wants it. He doesn't want it really out there. Epstein said he attacked him. Okay? And it would make sense Seeing as the guy had a ballpoint pen when he was supposedly just off a suicide watch, had a huge wire in there. We can get into all those irregularities. But even the lawyer, Bruce Barkett, who I don't think I trust if it's the same lawyer I saw on the 60 Minutes piece. By the way, 2020 running a piece tonight. Let's see how deep they go. I'm actually pretty hopeful on it, and I'm definitely going to be tuning in, maybe even doing a broadcast right after another Ask Me Anything based on that alone, talking about the pluses and minuses, maybe even taking notes. So he says he's deeply disturbed that the footage is gone. It is stunning that a video which we asked to be presented or preserved and which the jail should have saved without a request was destroyed. Absolutely. More troubling are the various and inconsistent accounts of what happened to the video. The cover-up crew is here, folks. And now we're going to jump right into the Q&A. Remember, we read them all in order, but we take all the super chats. And I want your, again, wildest Epstein theories will be entertained today, guys. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do some wild Epstein theories. Let's move this over a little bit and get right in there. Okay. What did we do? We cut a little bit of that off. I see what's going on. All right. There we go. Perfect. American Prisoner says, it sounds like lying, cheating, stealing. Pompeo convinced Trump that a Benghazi-like attack would occur unless Soleimani was eliminated. Why would he trust that clown? Why is that guy the Secretary of State? Why would you trust Donald Rumsfeld or Dick Cheney or Paul Wolfowitz? Why would you trust John Bolton or James Mattis? Why would you trust Zbigniew Brzezinski or Henry Kissinger back in the day? Riddle me that. Looks like Epstein was all set to pass the baton by Robert Maxwell. Look at the house in Manhattan and who bought it from who. Les Wexner, we've talked about that. And by the way, again, Maria Farmer, supposedly going to be in this 2020 piece pretty heavy. And she says she believes that Les Wexner is the head of the snake. All right, let's continue. Let's see. He got the house from Victoria's Secret dude. That's Les Wexner. Hello, Kurt Walsheimer. Oh, there's the jump. Jumps sometimes, guys. Jumps. Let's see. Kurt Walster, Rebecca Ferguson, all the links are there. None of this information is buried deep. For $1. Don't know what that means. Are you so young because you drink blood? No, I don't drink blood, Charles Frith, and I am 40. You can see the grays coming in. Anytime, I mean, you kind of see them on top too with the gel in the hair, but I do shows without the gel in the hair or just a little hat. People see it. I grow my hair out. I got a little chin gray as well. I've taken care of myself somewhat. You know, I haven't, gotten that out of shape. Every time I start to really get out of shape, I get back in shape because I know I don't want to be an old man. I was running today and it was like, oh my God, I gotta do something. The mangosteen didn't peel itself. Everybody's got jokes. Let's see. You don't even know the man's name, but you know Les Wexner gave him the house. I don't know what that means. Don't really need theories when they continuously feed us this nonsense of happenstance. So the telemetry data was deleted. Haha, Eagles Grande. What do you think of the tunnels? I think that they were more than likely real, and the fact that he rushed a contracting company over there suggests that he did cement up those tunnels. Do you think there were satanic rituals going down? I'll say this. If you look at that island, it had that type of imagery around it. It had the occultic sundial, which was large. Obviously, the temple was built occultic. What's a satanic ritual? I would think that at some point, ritualistic behavior, whether it was for show or play, or they claim it was like an art form or something like that, it occurred. What theories, Dr. Steinman says? They're your theories. Telemetry data does not melt itself. No, it does not. We do not believe media. No, we do not. So insulting. It is really like they're calling us all dipshits to our face, all the BS. Yes, they now just... We can't find it. We found it. We're going to present it. We've destroyed it. That's the literal mainstream media and court timeline of the first suicide attempt by Jeffrey Epstein. People are so focused on this pedo blackmail scheme, they don't even realize that he was involved in far more nefarious dealings like foreign countries' resources, like Uranium One deals, etc. I have not seen any evidence of him being involved in the Uranium One deal, but I certainly have seen plenty of evidence that he was more than likely in the arms trading deals, probably from the 80s to 2000, probably till that first big investigation in Palm Beach. And who knows, maybe he was still running those deals. There also could have been a lot of money laundering there as well. You know, my interview with Hofsicker, I said that. I said, look, we don't really know what he was doing, but we also know he had a fake passport in Saudi Arabia. We also know Vicky Ward said he was working with Khashoggi. Khashoggi being the Saudi Arabian billionaire facilitating those arms deals in Iran-Contra. And there's all sorts of plausible deniability because Khashoggi's getting those arms from Czechoslovakia and Poland, and most of them are running through Mark Rich in Israel. I mean, come on. If you're triggered by cursing, go sit in a corner and get over it. I hate the word triggered. Somebody put that in the thing of my Buttigieg thing. I don't get triggered. I get angry. That's a ridiculous word. I mean, that's like more of that conservative libtard nonsense that I don't mess with because I think it's all Johnny nonsense and divisive. By the way, thumbs the video up, sub and share if you're new. We do a lot more than just the AMAs and the breaking news and the deep dives and the interviews. It's a hodgepodge kind of channel where we get also, once a week, Mixed Martial Mindset podcast with John Fitch, by the way. Go subscribe to John Fitch, official John Fitch. They don't care what we think. They don't know no one will do anything. They know no one will do anything. Okay. Look into the apartment that's next door to his place in New York. Would you believe Epstein owned it and no one, guys from 9/11, took his kids to school, owns it? Wow, 693. When I get something like that and it seems like it's going to be coherent, I don't know what to say because it certainly wasn't at the end. About midway, you lost me there. This is the same excuse as the dog ate my homework. It's worse. It's worse. Good point, 4K. I don't know what 4K is. Am I missing? Oh, that's up there. Oh, well, again, I got to see evidence out of Uranium One. Too many convenient screw-ups. Too many. How about just a plethora of unbelievable synapses here? Mountain of BS, lies supported in lies and lies. When does it finally all fall down? Great question. There was no global pedo blackmail scheme. There's only one victim claiming to have had sex with Jeffrey X's Black Book buddies. Who was he going to do? Blackmail himself? First of all, that's not true. As we know, we have to see the original depositions of these girls from Palm Beach, Florida, before you can say that. Only Virginia Giuffre Roberts has come forward out of those cases for sure. So we don't know that. And Maria Farmer saying of age that she had a threesome with, I believe, Alan Dershowitz. I'm almost sure that's part of the story. So I think you'd be wrong. Hey, Jason, I just watched your 9/11 documentary. Well done and so informative. Everyone should watch it. Gerard, I'm going to go down through, but was it Fabled Enemies or Loose Change Final Cut? Hopefully you watch both, but Fabled Enemies really goes into that international intelligence network and the role players in 9/11 from Pakistan to Saudi Arabia to Israel to our own government, our own deep state, and that apparatus. And then the cover-up crew coming in. The Robert Muellers of the world, even then, Robert Mueller helped cover up 9/11. 100%. Robert Mueller, with the help of Bill Barr, helped cover up the BCCI scandal. 100%. And Bill Barr, right now, 100% is helping to cover up the Epstein scandal. And if you doubt me, please go watch my Bill Barr breakdown. In fact, before we get back to there, I want to let people know that guys often ask me where they can find my documentary films. In the playlist section, you can find you want to see the McGregor stuff, go to the MMA stuff. There's a ton in there. You want to see my Dark Overlord stuff, it's all there. The deep dives into the release documents. We only got 3 layers out of 5, and that saga began now over a year ago. You want to see some speakers, or you want to see the breakdowns, the interviews, they're all there. But the documentary films, every single one of them, is available for free right here. So please go check them out. I want my information out there. Please, share those with other people. Okay, so let's get back to the questions. Remember, your wildest Epstein conspiracy theories. Who Satanic Love says, great work on Barr. Please look into how Bill Barr's great uncle was the middleman between Einstein and FDR regarding the launch of the Manhattan Project. Interesting. Deep state. And the Manhattan Project, really one of the most successful examples of compartmentalization and then weaponization of technology. Oppenheimer said it, man. He, afterwards, he has that really spooky quote where he says, he has become death. Scary. Let's see. He lived because he took his kid on the first day of school. The rest of them got inhalated. America, your government has completely betrayed you. When's the 2020 show? What 2020 show? What 2020 show? We're in 2020. At what point do we stop the corruption? We shouldn't be allowing any of this to persist. Yep, it's kind of strange, but the apartment next to him, and there's the jump. There's the jump ski. See how it jumps? Ba-bum-bum, not on purpose. Let's see. All right, here we are. It's got to be here. Okay. We shouldn't be allowing any of this to persist. No, we shouldn't be. But the last time I saw a forceful anti-war movement was all the way back post 9/11, pre-Iraq. And that's it. And since then, it's just fallen apart. It's disturbing. It's disgusting. And don't think that, the same guys that are pushing that war, that military-industrial complex, aren't the same guys responsible for Epstein's tapes are disappearing. It's just like when they raid that New York mansion, they get into the safe, they find the passports, they find the money, they find the jewelry, everything Maria Farmer talks about, they don't find the hard tapes. And then, in those first hours after the first suicide attempt, there are reports that Epstein gets attacked. His brother claims that he did get attacked. He's still put on suicide watch. That should let you know the fix is in. And now the tape of that event is officially destroyed after they said they couldn't find it, and then they found it, and it was going to come up in court, and then it's destroyed. Come on, man. Oh, yep, it's kind of strange. I don't know what that means. There's a retracted message. What about the demolition expert who was on hand to give interviews and blame bin Laden as the buildings are attacked? I don't know about that one. I know the Harley man who talks about the demolition and the official version of how, after they were weakened by the plane strike. Harley man's a different guy. He doesn't say those things. Bolton, Pompeo, etc. All have a long history of ass hattery. Correct. Just read about it. What the F is going on? Nope, we don't go postal, we go peaceful. We don't go postal, we go peaceful with information. And we put these people to task by using this as a tool to record them on hardcore questions. Not trigger a liberal or get a conservative angry and put it on the internet. Go after the predator class with this, armed with the information in your head. Keep up the great work, Jason. Epstein had a noose around his neck while yanking it, passed out, and died. Ha 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 ha. That's your big conspiracy theory, that it was autoerotic asphyxiation? No trust, no buffer. Just me. Hopefully there's no buffering. It's been pretty good. But Chenik and Robert David Seal say he's still alive. I don't know what to tell you guys about people that have been proven wrong and just uttered complete nonsense time and time again, who've been essentially exposed as frauds time and time again, and continue to be promoted. Now, I'm always up for an honest conversation. That's why people get upset at me, because I'm willing to host people on pretty much all sides of the spectrum. I don't like to host out-and-out racists and bigots, although I always would challenge them. I don't like to host people who I believe are knowingly putting out disinfo and then profiteering via a grift based on that information. All of my films, they took a lot of money to make. And it was great when people were buying them, and DVDs, and good. I've always given them away for free, and will continue to, because the information is what's important. It's not me. I'm not that great. Let's go to this super chat right here. Thank you so much. Gerard Vincent, after watching Fabled Enemies, I realized that no one will ever be held accountable, indicted, etc. Will their agenda continue? And that's the crazy thing, because if you look at Mueller, he wants to take down the Republicans so bad. Right. He didn't want to back in the day. Well, he's actually a Republican. No, he's a deep state cover-up artist. He's an establishment guy. Okay? Gumby Trollers, 40 years old. Jason, you're looking great for your age. I'm trying, baby. I'm trying. Jason smokes that good Tegrity. You got to have Tegrity Farms. Don't trust anyone except the Pentagon. Pachenik and Robert David Steele are bot CIA. I don't even know what they are at this point. You don't know. They could... I'm not going to speculate. I haven't done that much research into who they are. I've done the research into plenty of their claims that are what I like to call complete jackassery in most cases. I hate to tell you guys. You know what we come here with? Facts and reports. And we mention who's making these reports. And when there's a source, we show you. And when it's an actual government document, we go through the PDF file. Why? Because that's important. Just saying. Penny Bunny says, peace with the peace sign. Peace to you. Shawn Atwood's video on the 60-minute photos was enlightening since he spent 9 years in a Payos federal prison. I have not seen it. Agree. Do you think they were killing kids and drinking their blood? I don't know. Is that far off? The thing is that so many odd things have already been reported. And when you look at the actual, occult histories and the way that that's parodied in modern day, aka skull and bones rituals, right? If you watch my film Invisible Empire, I show you this night footage. I believe it's from the early 2000s or late 90s, where these initiates, these Ivy Leaguers, these sons and daughters of the predator class who will become minions for that predator class, and, social climbers themselves, movers and shakers, they're doing mock human sacrifices and chanting the devil equals death, death equals the devil. That's Skull and Bones. When you watch the Bohemian Grove ceremony, and you know what? Stop right there. We do it live. And this is funny because they're kind of green. This one's not. This one is. Oh, I'm disappearing. But, these are old. This is the Centennial Edition. You find out, kind of who these people are. And, there is a cult backdrop. Whether that's actually Moloch or a backdrop, like something else, Baal or et cetera, or the owl itself, remains to be seen. Here's a lovely little old school cross-dressing photo from one of the plays and performances. It's a lot of good stuff in here. I have the Centennial Edition. I'd never give these up. Here's some more of that play stuff. So, I use discernment. But yeah, is there, an occult flavor to these people? You bet there's an occult flavor. This one's really old. This one is, that's the Centennial Edition that has 100 years. This one, is it 100 years old yet? It might be. Hold on one second. Let's look inside. And by the way, just so we know that it's not always referred to as Moloch, in fact, it's referred to as the owl, to our tutelary deity. They do refer to it as a deity, the owl. Okay? This book is reverently and affectionately inscribed. Folks, this book is probably one of, less than 200 or 300 that's ever survived. Let's see. In fact, it's marked. I didn't even realize that. It says the 300's marked. This is number, it looks like 8 of 200. 8 of 200, okay? And no, it's 90 years old. It was published by the club in 1930. I got this back in the day while I was working at InfoWars, and I found it on eBay. And I think I paid less than $100 for both these books each. Maybe even far less. I could probably go look on my eBay account back in the day and see how much I actually bought these for. But indispensable information, history, folks. That's what we do. We don't speculate about, sucking the blood of children. But we find things like that really interesting, and they definitely have an occult flavor. All right, geez, people, 40 isn't that old. It's actually just the beginning, is it? Yeah, I watched the, okay. J.E. was a pedo, but that wasn't what his ties to the rich and powerful people like Gates, Clinton, etc. They were stealing foreign governments' resources and assets, but people so focused on the pedo thing. I mean, it's a lot of things. The pedo thing is what's getting people's attention, and it shows you that some of these people have a penchant for that. Dennis Hassert, the former Speaker of the House. Anybody remember him? Tom Foley? Anybody remember him? And Anthony Weiner? Anybody remember him? Thumbs it up. That's right. Let's thumbs up, sub, and share. Join the Burmese Brigade, everybody. If the CIA were working in conjunction with the Mossad, it's likely the CIA killed him so not to be exposed. You know what's more likely? It's more likely that it was done by somebody with a criminal history with maybe no ties to intelligence whatsoever, and then protected by intelligence. Or a sub-agency of either. Maybe a black cube. Huh? Maybe a booze in Hamilton. We don't know. We don't know. Where is Rachel Chandler? I'm not even getting into it. Sandy, I'm 43. It's not just the beginning, LOL. Thumbs up. That's what I said. No one had any big theories on Epstein. I was hoping we were going to get a bunch of theories. Let's see. Doc is Helferud. The official government story is the only thing that counts in the end. 100% of the people could call BS and it wouldn't matter. The JFK murder is a perfect example. A lot of people did call BS. And remember, Trump came in and said he was going to reveal finally all the JFK files. Failed twice. Not once, twice. Can't reveal the deep state from 50 plus years ago, but he's going to fight them now. No. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Unfortunately. Would make sense why he was friends with Andrew if he was into arms deals. Exactly. Would sure make sense. Okay? Where is Tagliani, the last co-prisoner of Jeffrey? It's Tartiglione, and he's not the last co-prisoner if you've been following this. In fact, he had another cellmate after that, and he's up for quadruple murder. Tartiglione is an ex-cop caught in a dirty coke deal that supposedly murdered 4 people on a farm in upstate New York. Because plenty of people are triggered little beeses. The beeses. Money on big corporations using Epstein's extortionate racket. Doubt Bill Gates wasn't hanging around to discuss charity. I'll bet you, listen, there were a lot of things. Again, if he was into money laundering, that's huge. How can I hide my money? How can I make more? Remember, Bear Stearns is one of those places that he came out of. He was either killed or his death was faked, and he was removed. Only one question, is Trump the real deal? No, he's not. No, he's not. AJB, no, he's not. If you've been watching my stuff, I was shocked when he got arrested, and I said if we can keep him alive and start going in, then we can talk about taking down the deep state. Bill Barr's told you it's a suicide. What else do you need to know? Do you need to go watch the Bill Barr deep dive? Is that where we're at? Because that's fine. Because you know what? It's here. It's free. If anybody thinks still out there and hasn't caught it yet, that Bill Barr is here to save you, it's right there for free. Bill Barr and the Deep State Deep Dive. Guest starring Joe Biden. Huh. It shows you both sides of the coin are absolutely 100% full-blooded deep state. Unsubbing. Oh, there it is. Unsubbing. We got the unsubbing. Let's find out. Don't blame politics. I just think this channel is going nowhere. Your content is just covering other people's work and begging for money. Now, no real content here for years. So this person's just a troll because we haven't posted on here in years. We just started reposting in February. Look, I'm sorry that you don't like me. You don't like that I'm making a living putting this information out. You're certainly welcome to unsub. You're certainly welcome to try to smear me. And you have a great time with that, you know? Triggered is just as dumb as cringe. Yeah, I don't like either of them, really. If he is real, justice will be served. If not, we are all spinning our wheels and should be and should form a legal militia outlined in the Constitution. Simple. Well, it's not as simple as just a legal constitutional militia anymore, because you're immediately labeled a white supremacist or a nationalist or a terrorist, whether you're any of those things, okay? And you're demonized out of the gates. Let's see, we did that one. My point is, none of these victims, other than Virginia, is claiming to have sex with J.E.'s buddies. The others say it was J.E. Maybe, that's not true, actually. That's not true. There are other accusers. For instance, the one girl who, first of all, Virginia Giuffre Roberts says that Trump rode on the plane, but never had anything to do with Trump, right? And Bradley Edwards says Trump came forward. But there is an accuser that's gone on tape and accused Trump of being one of these people. There's other, listen, if we get the 10,000 pages that are supposed to be released, we have depositions all over. I understand your point about other things, but you don't understand what you're talking about there, okay? Do you think Epstein's suicide was to protect Barr himself, as his own dad hired a young Epstein as a teacher's assistant in 1974? The Dalton School connection. It's never been proven to be real. It's never been proven to be false. It was originally, I believe, reported by the Daily Beast. I would just say this. Bill Barr openly started his career in the CIA for his first 4 years as he got his law degree. He started with the CIA. I don't believe he ever cut connections with the Central Intelligence Agency. That's just not how it works. And before he was the Attorney General for George H.W. Bush, he was in on the cleanup crew of the BCCI scandal, and he was the guy that wrote the paperwork to go get Noriega, who was blowing the whistle on this covert operation, bring him to our country unjustly, and imprison him until he died. He's not my boy. He's right about the house next door. Look into it. It was owned by Les Wexner, but sold it for $10 to a trust Epstein was involved in, or something like that. Watched a vid yesterday on it. So there's a second house next to the mansion. Is that what you're telling me? There's the Bill Barr. Fabled Enemies. Thank you, Gerard Vincent, for watching Fabled Enemies. Again, free on the channel, guys. Would be great to see you connect with Shawn Atwood and Charlie Robinson. Great resources on these issues. Unaware of Charlie Robinson, did try to reach out to Shawn Atwood, never heard back, and that's fine. I mean, I'm sure he's very busy, and I know that I miss people too. I try to reach out and get there. Let's see. Wow, we're way back. We're way back. Keep going. I missed this one, huh? Will Weinstein be suicided like Epstein? No, Weinstein's not going to do jail time. He's so arrogant. He's on his phone in court, and the judge is saying that he might imprison him. So the next day, there's an injunction to take out the judge, and he might win it. Weinstein's probably not going to jail. Watch my videos on the Slither Circle. I'll connect you to the Weinstein, the Epstein, huh? The Spacey, the Clinton, huh? The Singer, the Slither Circle. It goes beyond that, don't worry. I have become Death Destroyer of Worlds. I did miss that one. Let's see. Okay. So, there's the militia comment, FE. Yes, we do know that listen to the victims. Don't you think they know better than you who had sex with who? Again, you're wrong. I've read on air. There are several other victims that have named... the one woman's name totally escapes me, but it's not just Virginia Giuffre Roberts. 100%. That's the one defamation case that you're hearing about, because she's still in court with Dershowitz and Ghislaine Maxwell outside of the Epstein estate lawsuits, which are different. Okay? The biggest tragedy is those affiliated in pedophilia with Epstein probably won't see the light of day. Bill Deep State Barr, Shiva. Yes, Shiva, for I have become Death, Destroyer of Worlds. Go back and look at Gurney Pick, body being rolled out. That was not the Epstein. No, who was it? Who was the Epstein? It's a fantastic Gita quote and terrifying. Maybe his lawyers told him the world is watching now, unlike the 2008 trial. Come on. Charlie O'Malley, you think he killed himself? He killed himself. Listen, if he killed himself, they would have had that on 5 different cameras. 5 different cameras. We would have seen Epstein killing himself. Oh, it would become a meme. Get out of here with that Johnny nonsense. I'm over that theory. Okay? I just don't believe it. I entertained it for some time before more and more evidence came out and it became very clear what happened. Let's see. Gumby Rollers 2020 on tonight at 9. It's on at 9 p.m. 2020. Make sure to check it out. Shawn Atwood is an effing moron who just says anything to sensationalize this story. He's like a pimp benefiting from others' misery every chance he gets. I've got a couch call. Yes, please. Getting a couch. New couch. Getting rid of the old couch. All right. Don't you think Barr flipped when he took the job with Trump? Are you on? Stop believing in fairy tales. Believe in yourself. Believe in discernment. Actions speak louder than words. The action of this man dying, being the first person to commit suicide in the MCC prison in 14 years, should fucking ring alarm bells, brother. The most high-profile United States prisoner of all time. Most high-profile U.S. citizen prisoner of all time. Come on. Stop. 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 Q was to distract us from Las Vegas. Epstein conspiracy to distract us from Q. That is a wild conspiracy theory. Vanessa Stuller. F my girlfriend call gonna be to 175 speed to catch up. Oh, that's funny. This is all to keep us controlled. Peaceful, that's right. Peaceful, my friend. Just like Shawn Atwood, so-called friend, who is now in Russia. That's the one police officer. Yeah, I think that his story is extremely suspect. I don't believe it. And I've reported on that. Just to let everybody know, I don't believe that any of the files were ever digitized. I think that you have to have hard copies of these things. Period. There's the piece. I love it. Hey, Dan, the live streams are many tonight. Just came from Gordon D. Well, I do, Trollson, I do 3 to 7 videos normally a day. I've been a little bit slower on that, but expect content to be coming at you fast and fierce. Bill Cosby effed Epstein to death. That is wild enough. Is that wild enough for you? That is wild. Remember the engineers talking about 9/11? He was on Aussie TV. Yeah, he was the one, Danny Jawenko. He's in Loose Change Final Cut. Basically broke down that there's no doubt that Building 7 was a controlled demolition, 100%. The ruling elite, the predator class, and their culture of blackmail is how they control those in power. Jason, who is the sheep herder? I don't know. You tell me, Jack. Jack 2.0. Tribals need a team for it to make sense to them. They can't stand truth, don't know what to listen to. Is that TYT Young Turks thing? Jack Sith? Who is the man? I doubt Weinstein will be Epstein. He's too little fish. And works as a buffer diversion from the real big monsters. War and finance involved. Jackassery. Right on, Jay. By the way, thumbs the video up. Thumbs the video up. Thumbs the video up. Sub and share if you're new to the Burmese Brigade. You said at the beginning of the show you were doing an AMA after a show. What show is that and where to find it? What? I told you in the very beginning of the show that I was doing that I had done Dangerous Conversation, maybe the radio show, and there's 2 videos from Dangerous Conversation today, and that was earlier. And then I also did another video on the New York bail reform debacle. I did that as well. And then I did at the beginning of this the Epstein story of the destroyed footage of the first suicide attempt where he was allegedly attacked by Nicholas Tartaglione and it wasn't a suicide attempt. That's all. Jason, you put in the time and work. It's all you. Thank you, Michael D. Pike. I'm trying to put in the work. You know, I try to be the hardest working man in true alternative media that does not have an agenda, that's not selling you dick pills, that's not selling you a false left-right paradigm, period. What do you think about George Webb? I've never followed George Webb's work, so I don't know one way or the other. Shawn Atwood does no independent research but claims to be an author and journalist, and he's just like an ambulance chaser trying to capitalize on other people's misery. Might as well be these girls' pimp. I've seen Atwood do that interview with that one victim. I mean, that's kind of journalism. I've seen him conduct some interviews. I'm not here to shit on Shawn Atwood. I barely know any of his work, but from what I've seen is okay. I don't agree with him on that point. Again, I'm trying to build bridges, brother, not burn them. Weinstein has Mossad connections. Actually, Weinstein has connections to Ehud Barak. And Ehud Barak had him hire Black Cube, which is full of IDF and ex-Mossad. Okay, is that what you... I mean, I've done many a video on that. I think I discussed it either today or yesterday, actually. And I know that I discussed it on my interview on Iconic, which I'm not sure if they put it up yesterday, but I think they might have, the David Icke Network. Young blood is a thing with these folks, okay? Who knows what they are up to? Jason, where is Hunter? Are we talking about Hunter Biden? I don't know. Is that the new meme? Like, where is RGB or some ridiculousness? I'm not shocked. Exarchs, Byzantine bureaucrats, above Senate and responsible only to emperor. Exarchs ended up controlling emperor and destroying empire. Don't believe the press anymore. Too many lies getting peddled. Yep, I'm home with fractured ribs. Can't work. Yikes. I think Shawn Atwood does good work. Just my opinion. Dark secrets. I just saw you, Gordon. Spending the day stream surfing. Who's Gordon? And is that the other big meme? Where's Rachel Chandler? Same here, but it's 32.22 here. So no work. I'm not shocked the cleanup crew have been from the beginning. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I was shocked when he was arrested. Gordon Dimmick. Why does that name sound familiar? I'm not sure. Is he the cop, maybe? What book is that? I missed it. These are the old annals published by the Bohemian Grove themselves. These are their internal books. Here you can see the crest right there on this one. This one, again, is from 1930. It's 90 years old now, and gives you really big insight, to how these people lived and, what this thing originated as and how the owl, has kind of been their symbol from the beginning. So the other thing is that the owl statue wasn't always there. It was actually a large Buddha in the beginning, and it was much more of a druidic type ceremony. But again, go check out my film Invisible Empire, and that's towards the end. In fact, I have scans, I think, of both of those books in that film. Don't trust Shawn Atwood. Thank you, Jason, for all you have done and what you will be bringing to us. Thank you. This is cool. Thanks, TJ. Jason, who is Q? Bob, Jack 2.0. Got it. Did you all hit that like button yet? Have you thumbed up? Atwood is a fraud and a loser. He knows nothing on his own and just republished what others have already written and claims he authored it. Nothing new. Man, lots of hating on him, huh? At Dan Gleeballs, why not? I liked most of his stuff since I ran into him this summer. Primary sources, smash the like. Let's clap it up. Check for yourself before you wreck yourself. The milk Moloch is the children. There's a reason they throw them onto the milk cartons. Have you seen this child? Who is J.O. Malarkey? I don't know. Who is J.O. Malarkey? Need info. There were pics of cannibalism on Rachel Chandler's Insta. I don't know that that's true. I've never seen that reality. I know, listen, I've seen these message board conspiracy theories too. You got to give me some real stuff here. Don't you miss the good old days when De La Hoya could rock some fishnets with such little negative publicity? In the high heels and the pumps with the lipstick? Don't like pedos. Then why is everyone silent about Rotherham and other cities in the UK? I'm not silent about it. I've talked about it. So did I until I got John Wedger on after him being exposed by Red Pill Phil and Brian Harvey. I'm not sure what that is. Pedos about power, so hence a lot. I don't know. Who is the chairman of the board? Are these Q posts one at a time, like lines of nonsense for you? I can't do that anymore. I appreciate it. Guys, we're going to wrap this one up. Again, if you missed it, not only have they now said, remember, at first they said, we've lost the tapes of the first attack, suicide attempt. Then they said we found them. And now they said they've been destroyed. And more importantly, a Florida judge has blocked the release of the Epstein grand jury files, saying there wasn't a scintilla of evidence to suggest corruption to that sweetheart plea deal. I want to fucking vomit. So thumbs this video up, sub and share. We're doing it 3 to 7 times a day. We do deep dives. Again, if you think Bill Barr is going to save you in this case, you need to go see this. I'm going to put it in the live chat right now. Let's copy and paste it. Bam. There's for you that think the deep state's getting taken down by Bill Barr. It's not. Also, all my documentary films are free right here in the documentaries playlist. Loose Change Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, essential viewing for understanding the reality behind 9/11, which is the reason they give us for our current foreign and domestic policy. Invisible Empire and New World Order Defined, Shade the Motion Picture, all here free. I need you to help me to expose a violent rapist. A violent rapist that's going to make Disney hundreds of millions, if not over $1 billion coming up in the next 10 days or so if we let it happen. 9 days? I'm not going to let it happen. So help me expose Conor McGregor as the violent rapist he is, because that's what the evidence shows, and the cover-up by Disney, WME Entertainment, the UFC, because at the end of the day, there is no doubt that this young lady suffered a horrendous ordeal. The examinations, and all of the evidence, that includes witness testimony, shows that she was raped and very badly assaulted in that penthouse suite. So I just put it in the chat. Please spread that to people. Spread the entire thread. It's a long, disturbing, dark thread, and I wish we lived in a different world. We don't. We don't. People like Epstein, they have all the money. People like Disney, they have all the money. They get to present a narrative. The mainstream media is presenting now a narrative after they had to get rid of that guy. So if you don't like narratives presented by the predator class and their minions, consider $5, $10, $15 over to the GoFundMe. No Patreon, no subscribe star. You know, I'm not hiding anything. I give away everything for free. No bonus content of me totally topless, whipped cream nipples going crazy. I know a lot of you asking for it. It's not happening. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the flip side.